podcast, don't be late. The vibes here are always great. Michael J. Putty just filled his cup, so sit back and turn the volume up.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to episode 44 of Putty's podcast. I am your host at Michael J. Putty. Thanks for listening in. Hope you all had a great weekend. Mine's going to be bittersweet. After, I believe, over a month in the hospital/rehab center, my mother is coming home, but I'm also off from work this coming week. So it's kind of a mixed bag right now as of this recording, whether or not I'll be able to go out and enjoy myself, or will I need to be on call in case she's having issues adjusting, coming back home? Time will tell. But I'm in another good mood. Last week, I talked about how I made meatloaf. That was phenomenal. And it put me in a good mood. My stomach was full. I was feeling good. Well, here we are again. I just made some baked ziti, one of my favorite dishes of all time. And I haven't made it in God knows how long. Years ago, I asked my mother for her recipe, and she told me that's not something she could tell me. It's something she just does. She doesn't have it written down. And it never made sense to me until I tried it earlier this year. But again, I tried it. You eye how much noodles you put in, you eye how much seasonings you want to put in, and home run. I made it in an 8x8 glass dish. Almost ate the whole thing. There's very little left. So I'm saving it for tomorrow, but I might pick at it after the show like I did last week. Speaking of fun cooking dishes, earlier this year when I was cooking, one time I made some chicken cutlets and some buttered noodles and decided to put some teriyaki sauce on the chicken. Some of that bled into the noodles and it was delicious. So like last week, 2 weeks ago, I did it again. I made the chicken cutlets with some buttered noodles, but I sprinkled and poured that teriyaki sauce on everything. Mind blown. It was fucking delicious. I never thought buttered noodles. I get like lo mein and other noodles with the teriyaki sauce, fine. But the buttered noodles, fucking delicious. Can't wait to have it again. Over my shoulder is the TV, and I left 911 on, and they're in fucking space. What show am I watching? I thought they were in like California. Anyway, and just a couple days ago, I made chicken cutlets and some macaroni and cheese and poured barbecue sauce on everything. Oh man, that was fucking delicious as well. Because a couple years ago, I heard of pulled pork and mac and cheese sandwich, which I thought was gross until I had it. So here we are, knowing barbecue sauce goes well with mac and cheese. Let me try mixing it all together. Again, did not disappoint. Can't wait to do it again. I know it may sound gross to some, but definitely check it out. It's fucking delicious. Another reason I'm in a good mood today, Garth Brooks kicked off his Friends in Low Places arena tour. So my timeline on Instagram was flooded with clips of the entire show. Can't wait to check it out. Hopefully he comes into New York. Hopefully just not Yankee Stadium. Better not be Barclays. Just come to good old Madison Square Garden, please. It's 28 minutes away from me. One easy train ride. Please, when you're making your schedule, think about me. Another reason to be in a good mood, I finished my last dentist appointment. 4 for 4 in the books. I mentioned how they broke up my jaw into quadrants. And the second trip was the lower right part, and that hurt. It was very uncomfortable, a lot of sharp pains. So I was not looking forward to this one. Going into it, I'm sitting in the chair and I can't stop shaking. My hands are uncontrollably shaking. I'm so fucking nervous. And it didn't help the fact that she mentioned my lower left jaw looked really bad. So now I'm anticipating even more pain, which doesn't help the shaking. I can't remember the last time I was shaking due to nerves, but I was uncontrollably shaking. And of course, like most things we build up in our heads, it wasn't that bad. I don't know if she gave me extra Novocaine or what it was, but it felt uncomfortable, some tinges of pain, but nowhere near as bad as I expected it to be. And even that night when the Novocaine wore off, I felt fine. So, yeah, it's all done. Can't believe it. I've been putting it off for years, and it's over with. Took a couple weeks, but it's over with. I should feel proud of myself. Like a friend of mine did this, I'll be very proud of them that they sucked up and did it. But for some reason, I can't bring myself to say that to myself. And I still think I'm suffering from PTSD. I knew my mouth was bad. That's why I never really looked into it in the mirror. And every time I did, I was grossed out like, ugh, I don't see this. So now I want to look into the mirror, see what the difference is, see what it looks like now. Can't bring myself to do it. Almost did it today, but no, I chickened out for some reason. I don't know why, because it's all clean, it's all polished, everything looks good now. Now it's all on me to maintain it. But we'll see. Maybe this week when I'm off, I'll face myself in the mirror and see what's going on now in there. Another reason to be in a good mood. Usually I stay up late. But this past week, I intentionally stayed up late because Rosie O'Donnell was guest hosting the Jimmy Kimmel show. When I was a kid, I loved watching the Rosie O'Donnell talk show. I would rush home from school to watch it. It was a safe, comforting show. I didn't watch The View when she was on it because I'm an adult now, I got work, so I can't speak to anything she did on The View. But she was also very public in talking about she got a facelift. So she looks just like she did in the 90s. And she didn't skip a beat. She did an awesome job. And she didn't waste too much time talking about the president of the United States. She gave him stupid nicknames, a joke here and a joke there, but didn't give him too much airtime, which is good. And it was just like a nice, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, sentimentality of it. She did a great job. Hope this leads to something else in the future. Love to have her back on my TV. Go Rosie. It's not all good news. The other day, I had an interesting dream. I'm at some sort of event. I started talking to Jessica Williams, the actress from Shrinking, formerly of The Daily Show. We start talking, we hit it off, we go somewhere, things start getting hot and heavy. I'm in my glory. This is fucking fantastic. I'm loving every minute of it. But somebody comes in and interrupts us. So we go back to the party. Next thing I know, I'm circling back to her. I go, should we finish what we started? She goes, hell yeah. We go off again. We start where we left off. I wake up. Son of a bitch. And last night, I had another weird dream. I can't even fathom how to even explain it. But at one point, me and this woman start going at it. Things are great. Loving it. Get interrupted. I can't even get laid in my dreams. What's going on here? That should be the place to have some fun. But no. 3 times. 2 times got interrupted. 1 time I woke up. Son of a bitch. I was at the store the other day and I picked up some Alfredo sauce, some spaghetti, a can of vegetables, and some other stuff I needed. Cute cashier goes, am I making chicken Alfredo? I'm like, actually, I was, yeah. She goes, you forgot the chicken. I'm like, actually, I have it at home. I forgot everything else. She laughs. Brief little conversation. So I know I can talk to people. Why doesn't it transfer over to online dating? Like these conversations are starting off and then it's like pulling teeth trying to talk to people. There was one profile I thought I had a good connection with, and then she left for 4 days to go on a vacation trip. And when she's coming back, it's like I'm interviewing her. I'm asking her questions. She's not volleying them back. So I'm like, fuck this. So I mentioned the good news. I mentioned some bad news. Let's talk about some in between news. I'm leaving work Monday, go to the parking lot, find my car, see my front driver's side tire is very, very low. My mechanic is closed. So I carefully drive it home. And when I get home, the tire looks lower than it did when I got in. So it's been a couple of weeks with my mother in the hospital and a week or two before that. So I decided to take her car to work the next day. And it reminded me of that meme I saw years ago where people in Star Wars can just jump in any spaceship and take off. But I get into a rent-a-car, it takes me 15 minutes to figure out all the buttons. And I've driven this car before, but it took me forever to get, like, where's this button? How can I get comfortable adjusting the mirrors? I adjusted the mirrors. I had to adjust them again for some reason. They didn't stay. Go home that day, bring my car to the mechanic. I ask, does it need to be changed or can it be patched? Let's take a look at it. I think tires now are like 300 plus 350 a pop. But thankfully, it was just a screw in my tire. And there's construction going on every other block around me. Between my house and work, construction every fucking where. It's fucking annoying. So it had to be from one of those projects. But thankfully, he took it out, was able to just patch it up. $25. Way better than what I was expecting. Way better than the 350 for a new fucking tire. So I had to stress about it, waste my time, but thankfully it was only $25 that I can do. Getting back to the good news, when I was a kid, one of my favorite cartoon characters, and let's face it, I think still is today, of all time, is Wile E. Coyote. When I was a kid watching Looney Tunes, I always looked forward to the Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote skits. I do remember anytime my parents would take me to the mall to go shopping with them, I just asked that we stop at the Disney store, and whenever we would go there, I searched for whatever Wile E. Coyote merch they had. I still have one of the pieces. I got a Wile E. Coyote mug that I kept all these years. But I heard a couple years ago they were making a movie about him. Like, what kind of movie is this? I knew it starred Will Forte and John Cena. That's all I knew about it. But in 2023, Warner Brothers canceled it. The $70 million movie, they planned on making it a tax write-off. While many people more passionate than myself sparked major backlash, and after a year-plus battle, Warner Brothers eventually allowed the film to be sold to Catch Up Entertainment, who bought it for only $50 million. Well, the movie is finally being released August 28th, this Friday. Cannot wait. It reminds me of that Sonic movie. When Sonic first came out and they released the rendering of what Sonic looked like, there was a big backlash. The studio listened, they changed the appearance of what Sonic looked like. So rightfully so, people online said, he asked for a change, they changed it, everybody better go to the theater to support this movie. I think it did a huge at the box office. I think they're coming out with a fourth one, a third or fourth one soon. So yeah, hopefully everybody goes out to the theaters and supports Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. I know I will. It's not one of those movies I'm going to watch on the Fire Stick. And it's not just a kids movie, so I think I can go safely to see it in the theater by myself, unlike Toy Story a couple years ago. I think I'll be okay in this one. Will Forte was on the Tonight Show a couple days ago, and he said it perfectly. The irony: a movie about Wile E. Coyote, the ultimate underdog, fighting a big corporation, turned into a real-life underdog fighting a huge corporation. So please, everybody, rush to the theater, see Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. Sticking with the good news, I like this episode full of good news. A river otter was spotted in the Bronx for the first time in about 100 years. It was captured on motion-activated camera on June 23rd. This is huge news. It's a major sign that decades of cleanup and restoration have improved the Bronx River. Otters need clean water, a healthy habitat, and plenty of fish. So their return to the Bronx River is considered a positive indicator of the river's health. Well, this isn't the first time. The Bronx River also saw the return of beavers in 2007 after more than 200 years away. After decades of work to clean up the Bronx River, nature is starting to move back in, and the otter just proves it. Scientists do caution that one sighting does not prove there's a permanent otter population, but it is an encouraging sign that wildlife is returning to the Bronx. Moving on, I was scrolling through Instagram the other day and pops up a video from TMZ. They're covering the death of Princess Diana, apparently part of this new crime scene series that they're doing. Princess Diana's death was one of the first celebrity deaths that I remember, exactly where I was, the moment it happened, what I was doing, and it really fucked me up. I was sad, I was crying. Apparently, I was a huge admirer of hers. I didn't realize it until she was gone. And she died right before high school started, August 31st, 1997. A couple months into freshman year, I remember I had to write about a hero. I never really considered who my heroes are. But for some reason, still coming off this tragedy, I wrote it about her. So I've been a big fan of the royal family, the kids, who are now my age. A big Prince Harry fan, or Harry now. Read his book, loved it, check it out. And I just don't get the vitriol for him and his wife. He said some stuff about his family not being so warm and welcoming to her, the the piranhas of the British paparazzi attacking her. He didn't say anything about the British people, but yet they're annoyed that he's coming back home. After 6 years in the United States, Harry and Meghan are taking their kids and moving back to London. Now I'm just seeing articles about people being annoyed. I'm like, shut the fuck up. He's coming back home to London. You were pissed that he left. Now you're pissed he's coming back. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But anyway, that's all I got for you this week, folks. Thanks for listening in. Get involved in the conversation. Dial it up 917 718 2MJP. That's 917 718-2657 for those of you who don't know how the letters work. Puttyspodcast@gmail.com. Putty's Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I think YouTube too. Do me a favor, rate, comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like, as I'm still trying to figure out what the next incarnation of this podcast is going to be going forward. Any ideas will be entertained. But let's end on the quote of the week. Happy is the man who finds a true friend, and far happier is he who finds that true friend in his wife. From Franz Schubert, who remained a bachelor, never got married. So take that for what you will. And I have been your host at Michael J. Putty. Until next time, Putty out.